Hello once again, friends. So this is the continuation, part three, of when my comic shop of about 20 years or so was closing down. And yeah, not to make it like a sad video, but just to kind of like showcase some of the quality from there and share with you guys some good stuff, like maybe some stuff that you are not familiar with. So this video, part three, is the stuff that was all new, and these are trade paperbacks, graphic novels, art books, a bunch of hardcovers, and that was 50% off the Canadian price, or sorry, the American. So with us being in Canada, that's a great value. You know, you kind of, what are you paying, like two-fifths of what you would normally be paying about after taxes and whatnot. So okay, oh yeah, and I'd better say too that these being a lot of art books and stuff, we're going to stop and smell the roses, look at a lot of art. So that'll be a feast for the eyes of people that enjoy that kind of thing. But if we get caught up on a book that you're not particularly interested in, I'm gonna put timestamps in to the next like section or books and stuff. That will be kind of spoilery, I guess. If you like surprises, maybe you just want to like come along for the whole ride. But yeah, if there's anything that you kind of like want to skip, you'll be able to do so that way. Anyways, let's start. I guess we're gonna do kind of the opposite, go from like biggest books to smallest and thickest there. Let's start. Oh yeah, first, this is actually from like the pull list and orders, but I forgot to showcase earlier. So, this is Fairy Universe by Olivier Ledroit. All the other stuff is going to be the new stuff from that haul, though. But Olivier Ledroit, I believe would be the pronunciation, but the Americanized way of saying it would be Ledroit. Um, French painter illustrator, I believe. And this is kind of a book in the vein of Good Fairies, Bad Fairies by, was it Brian Froud? Or the Froud family with Wendy Froud. But, yeah, let's see here. You know what? Guess I'm gonna have to stand up for a lot of these. Just like a bunch of trolls, fairies, and stuff. The thing I like about these books, too, they're almost like nature studies of wings, of like insects a lot, but then you just kind of like add characters to them. Iron. This elf, with his aquiline nose and thick beard, lives only to create the perfect weapon. Likes to isolate himself in his forge and gaze at the burning flames that rise from this hearth. There is no need for a bellows to fan the fire, which never burns out and always remains at the same temperature. Yeah, there just kind of like goes on. I remember when reading the Froud ones, I had thought that maybe maybe they were based on like traditional mythology from like Wales or England and stuff, or those regions, but I think they were actually just him making that stuff up, which is, I guess, a little disappointing if that matters, but just some more of that like wing. I like Olivier Ledoux very much. Classic shroom here. Amanita. Oh no, it's not. I'm not a mycologist. Damn it. Okay, so Absinthe Fairy here. Maybe we need to adjust this light. I think that's better. Here's one for wine, I guess. Amber for whiskey. They say she was born in an old monastery. For some reason, the Scots and the Irish are fighting over her paternity. Yeah, just some classic kind of stuff. But you gotta love all the like different sizes and rendering. I just always like this kind of style. And Olivier Ledoux, we're going to be showcasing a little more in another book later. This is some of his more family-friendly stuff, but this guy can do it all. Especially hardcore heavy metal type stuff, like heavy metal magazine. So I'll let you do the math or imagine the kind of stuff we'll be seeing later. Another thing, yeah, this kind of fairy art. I like how it's kind of studies in miniature, like nature studies, like really up close, but messing with the size, being able to add like humanoid figures with them. So you gotta like that. That's a nice seahorse there. Just gonna go through a little bit more. Yeah, so these would be kind of like dragonfly wings, I think. You'd be getting kind of the ideas from studying stuff like that. Maybe not dragonflies, but you know, the flies, dragonfly kind of families. Maybe even like fish flies have wings kind of like this, right? They're kind of gross. But the land of the Fae and nature is not always pretty. Evress. This fairy only appears at a party or ceremony, most often on a Friday or Saturday night in any part of the world, only visible in the reflection of champagne bubbles. But those who see her are rarely in a state to appreciate her, or to court her. Yeah, just kind of like creative writing, and just, you could see that when guys do this, they're just really having fun. Like their imaginations and their art just kind of like take them somewhere. Those are amanitas, right? Violet. Here he's just kind of having fun with the color purple. Kind of just rendering everything with like one color, different values of it. Blanche for white. Okay, just gonna show like two more. Some more shrooms, bruh. Now, you know, man, I'm gonna be seeing those dudes, bruh. Oh, sorry. If you know, you know. More study here. It's kind of like fall leaves. Well done. So yeah, this guy can draw or paint anything. We're gonna be getting back to more of that later on. Continuing. Barry Windsor Smith, Monsters. So I was really humming and hawing and on the fence about getting this for a while. I was like, it's so thick, man. And like, I was never like a huge Barry Windsor Smith fan at that point, but I was like getting there, you know, kind of getting the appreciation. I'm just a little shitlord fucking asshole kid. When the stuff was coming out, I was like, Barry Windsor Smith, why the three names? What kind of pretentious fluff is that? When I was a kid, I'd be like, Barry Windsor Smith, storyteller, ooh. But you know, growing up, I don't always have to be so cynical and untrusting. Kind of, I learned the appreciation of his art later on. But so Barry Windsor Smith's Monsters. Yeah, some homies just call him still Barry Smith. Just keep it westernized. But this is yeah, this would normally be like what, 50 plus tax or something here in Canada, or 60, but I know it's kind of gauche to just talk about like the price, but maybe to some people, you know, it's always, for me, I like hearing when people got like a good deal. So half the American price, just $20 for this brand new, pretty sick. Sorry, it has to be under the circumstances of the store closing, but vultures gotta eat. Vultures like me, man. But yeah, it just so happened that I was starting my new, better job like at the time that the store was starting to close. So just kind of like at that point, it's like paying the tithe. I just got like 3 freaking huge boxes of stuff from them. This is the last one, of course, in this video. This Monsters, we're not going to cover it here because other channels have covered it very thoroughly, like showing the interior and talking about the story very like fully, pretty much. So if you want to see or look at stuff about this, you can definitely find it in a very thorough, full experience on YouTube. So yeah, because I mean, what would I show on this anyways, right? As far as I know, I was just like kind of flipping through. I was like, maybe I'll show some stuff. But this was like a rejected kind of origin story for the Hulk, I guess. Well, Marvel didn't want to. Maybe it was like too dark. But here you've got a Nazi scientist like beating, strangling, shooting a dude. And look at this. You see what's going on here? see what's going on here? He's getting like a boner in his pants, man. There's stuff like that going on in this book. I wonder why Marvel didn't want to publish this as an origin for the Hulk. But I think, I don't know at what point they rejected it or whatever, that they didn't want to like use it. I mean, if they had maybe in their max line they could have. I don't know the timing and everything or how far along the story was, but just a little thing there. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about that aspect of the story before. But yeah, this is like a modern. Everybody who picks this up reveres it quite a lot. So okay, moving on. We've got Alan Moore and Melinda Gebbie, Lost Girls. This is Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and Wendy from Peter Pan. And it's like an erotica, or even, I think Alan Moore called it pornography. Him having written it, maybe for that purpose, but then everybody interpreted it as art. I read the synopsis and I don't know, it seems like kind of gross, dude. It's kind of gross. But should I open this? This says new expanded edition with 32 pages of gallery art. So this is not the... Okay, we're at like 10 minutes in right now. This is not the first edition. I guess I'll just go ahead. Let's just open this, right? Am I cutting it? Oh yeah, by the way, we had like a flood today, so that's kind of why this video is late. It's hard to do with one hand, man. I should just... But yeah, that's kind of why this video is late. Thank goodness nothing was really damaged. Only like one comic got water on it that I had out of the bag. A couple comic boxes got some icky water on the outside of them because water leaked through 2 floors of the house, from the top floor to the basement. Because either somebody like slept walk and turned a faucet on full blast in the middle of the night, or the cat did it. The cat doesn't normally do insane stuff like that though. But she was acting like a little bit shy since then. Like maybe she did something fucked up. She's kind of just been like acting really shy. I really hope that doesn't happen again. I had to call some like professional cleaners, and shit was not cheap to just try and, you know, make sure everything was as good as possible instantly. But anyways, yeah, sorry about all that. You know, just talking while opening here. Let's see what the... Let's just skip to the extra material, why don't we? Is this really like... This style doesn't look very like titillating. It does seem like it would be more like erotic like art, right? It doesn't look very... It's like not it's not realistic or like the kind of European style or hentai or hentai is just another word for art, of course. Okay, this is the extra stuff. Holy moly, you cannot show this. You didn't see anything. Okay, here we go, you can kind of show this. Alright, yeah, and this is one of those things, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, but that's kind of why I didn't open it. I was like, maybe if I don't like it, I'll just be able to flip it while it's still sealed, but if it's not a first edition, I'll just open it up and share with you guys. Was that worth it? For me breaking the seal on that? Totally destroying a bunch of value on it? The things we do for YouTube. It's for you, Damien. All for you. Hellboy Artisan Edition, Hellboy in Hell and Other Stories. Yeah, man. Kind of stoked to get this. Because this kind of thing, this is one of the Artisan Editions where I do think it looks like sicker. In the, I do like how rough it looks and stuff. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll just flip through a little bit. Just kind of randomly. I think this collects the first, is it 5 issues of Hellboy in Hell? The final story arc that Mike Mignola came back for to finish Hellboy. To finish the Hellboy story, even though there's more like continuation and stuff in that universe. Is that correct? Like, I'm not that far along in the story yet. Don't give me any spoilers, but yeah, if you can enlighten me if you feel like it. Okay, let's show a little bit here. It's hard to do this with, I don't want to use Steadicam because I like being able to like go in and out like this and stuff. This has San Diego Comic Con Comics #2 reprint, the very first edition of Hellboy. Most people think it's in Next Men 21, but there were a couple more. Comics Buyer's Guide 1070, reprint of The Corpse. So we're just gonna show a little bitty wit. I guess is that San Diego Comic Con story. Is this from Next Men 21? I forget. Anyone? This is from Next Men 21. I saw it for sale the other day at a little garage comic show for like, what, 120 or something? Debated it, but I'm not that much of a key guy. Oh yeah, here's The Corpse. Hell yeah, dude. Some classic stuff. It's a lot easier to showcase this stuff with one hand with a hardcover. I really like it's so nice like seeing that the process, man. That's kind of what I like to see more in this. It seems like you can kind of see that, just like how the blacks are done by like marker or India ink, or I guess it wouldn't be marker because marker's not archival, right? But how the blacks are built up with like different tools there. I do really like how it looks like this. There's a couple more things here we'll show. Yeah. Here's some promotional stuff or some like early stuff. This is the very first Hellboy sketch, apparently. Or an early design anyways. When it's just like a doodle, I think. Then he just wrote Hellboy. Just thought it would be like a funny thing to write. The covers for Seed of Destruction issues. Okay, moving on. Okay, a couple of new copies, still sealed, of Caravaggio by Milo Manara. Talked about this in a previous video. I guess we used some bad words, though, that YouTube doesn't like. Not curse words, but in talking factually about some things, it will affect your engagement very, very harshly. So, yeah. RIP my engagement since I said that shit last time. If you want to, you could find that other video and go watch it there. But anyways, Milo Manara doing some biographical stuff on Caravaggio. A very controversial but skilled artist from the Renaissance period. Sick shit. There's also the documentary series Power of Art by Saman Sharma. This is kind of like where I found out about this artist. Most of the stuff I know about him. Anyhow, continuing. 2 copies of this. I figured like I have friends that might like it or sell one or something. Karmen by Guillem March. I just really like his art. I don't know what the reading experience will be like, but let's show off this art because dude's sick as hell. I just kind of have it like flagged for some like kind of random art pages to show off here. I like this kind of composition where you have them like moving through the architecture of a room or a structure as the comic paddles. They're going down that staircase. Karmen looks so wicked every time you see her. Yeah, really great figure artist. And and yeah, his backgrounds are nothing to sneeze at either. But I think he did a Dead Man story, right? Because looking at this, I'm like, ew, he would be so good on Dead Man. Because Dead Man's kind of like floating around above things a lot classically. Dude's sick as hell, man. And he kind of does this like not just perspective, but a fisheye effect. So how would he do that? Would he use any like kind of computer cheating or assist? I don't necessarily think so. He seems very like classically trained when you look at his roughs. He does anatomy, like he'll like draw the skeleton for Karmen and stuff in like crazy perspective and fisheye. And this stuff is so loose that you can tell he's not using like models in a 3D program or anything. You know, they look so illustrated, or what's the word? Lively, maybe, rather than like stiff as if they were models posed in a 3D program or something. It would be awesome to get this fucking good, man. I don't know what the reading experience is like, but this, just looking at the art, how like to go along with the art, it would have to be awful to not like be at least decent. This is just sick as hell, man. Okay, next book. Yeah, so that's Carmen by Guillem March. Looking forward to reading this. Here's more of that Olivier Ledroit, along with Pat Mills. Pat Mills, kind of classic, kind of like heavy metalish 2000 AD type of British writer. I think he wrote what Slain and some other stuff, martial law. But this was in heavy metal for what, like over 10 years. I know it would publish every March, I think. It would be like in installments once a year. And I was hunting these down like crazy in just those single heavy metal issues for like over 10 years of like collecting them. So this is Requiem Vampire Knight book 2. I already had book 1, but I was like, maybe I don't need these trade paperbacks because I have the heavy metals already, but no, you need these. This is just pure heavy metal also, and his art is just insane. The writing's insane to match. You know, you got fucking evil Nazis and Jews and like Nazi guys and stuff, like, you know, not that they're Nazis and makes them good guys, but like they have to be flawed heroes and stuff. In Hell, in the mythos of this comic book, you're resurrected based on like how the evil that you did on Earth, the more powerful you are in Hell. Here's Judge Torquemada of the Spanish Inquisition. His life in Hell is as a super powerful werewolf. The ruling class in Hell are vampires. Requiem, what's his name again? I forget his human name, but he's a powerful vampire when he gets resurrected, but he's very conflicted. Here's Aleister Crowley. He's a banker in Hell, and you get kind of this like geekerish kind of stuff once in a while. Ledroit can just paint just about anything, and he's just nuts, absolutely nuts. I wonder how big the originals are of this stuff. I imagine it has to be pretty big. You know, look at how much is on one page. There's this crazy banquet here. Every page is just packed with insanity. Get this kind of weird shit. We're gonna keep moving, but I have to show some Olivier Ledroit because I don't really see anybody like singing his praises. There's Dracula. It's kind of like the king of the ruling class vampires in Hell there. You get these crazy battle scenes and vistas where like there's a lot of background, middle ground, foreground, creating like crazy depth and perspective and stuff. I think there's Caligula. It's a powerful vampire in Hell there too. Here's a masquerade ball. There's a lot of crazy like scenes and set pieces throughout this whole thing. It's epic and dark, heavy metal, lots of sex and violence, but it's not cringe. It just reminds me of like that good kind of feeling when you're like, yeah, hell yeah, this rules. Kind of like it does satisfy like a juvenile kind of um what's the word, like amusement that you can just like enjoy. It's not dumb though. Like I would say maybe you could turn your brain off and enjoy it. But like here's this heavy metal fucking triplane. Looks like something out of a Motorhead stage structure. And dragons and shit too. It's just, everything in the kitchen sink. Can show a little bit more. This pirate chick is one of the leaders of the ghouls. She was what is she, like head of an HR department or something? The way she talks was always crazy. It's time for some harassment in the workplace, she says before going to this battle. Dude's fucking insane, man. That would be kind of the way to go. I think that's like a great model to publish like part of a story once a year and then come out with like a trade paperback. This is another one where I think all of the trade paperbacks have only been printed up to a certain number. Let's try to fix the focus here. In North America, only up to a certain number in English. But, it's one of those things where just learn German or French. Stop being a loser. Learn a second language. Or you could get the single issues. I think they were mainly in March issues of Heavy Metal. We're just gonna show a little more because nobody's talking about this, dude. Here's one of Requiem's incarnations as a Teutonic knight back in the day, fighting some Saracens, maybe. I forget. It's been like 10 years since I read this far back in this book. Just insane, man. This guy's just nuts. Okay, 3 more pages we're going to show you here. Yeah, these Teutonic knights falling into the ice and all their armor and shit's too heavy for them. They're just falling to their death underwater. It looks sick as hell. It's just got everything. But yeah, we'll almost finish up here with some zombie soldiers. You can't go wrong with that. Always fun for a young Malchik to draw. Fun thing. This awesome cathedral. The dude's a monster. Painting stuff like this. Like there's your shot of your pages. Like getting so. What's the size that he works on? Okay, so that's Requiem Vampire Knight by Chevalier. Vampire Knight. What is it? What would the word be in? Fuck it. I don't want to be pretentious. I think I know French. But yeah, Requiem Vampire Knight by Pat Mills and Olivier Ledroit, or Ledroit, to say the kind of like anglicized or Americanized way of saying it. Okay, and moving on. What are we? About a third of the way through. This might be a long video. I'll put the chapter breaks, but this will be a special kind of video. It's like all art books and stuff. So, Andrew Vachss, Another Chance to Get It Right, a children's book for adults. I remember seeing ads for this all the time as a kid. Here's a cover by Jeff Darrow, I believe. Here's Paul Chadwick. This is the original cover of the first edition, I believe. This is a 2005 edition, but Andrew Vachss is a very dark kind of writer. But I guess this is him putting it in a tone more like traditional children's story stuff. Here's Dave Gibbons. A lot of Jeff Darrow in this book. Here's some. It doesn't look very lighthearted all the time, though. Just like glancing through this, I'm like, this has probably got some dark stuff. He was a lawyer working to represent children, abused children a lot of the time. So, you guys seen some crazy shit, I think. Stuff be better not to even know about that exists. Is Jeff Darrow, but that's reflected in his writing a lot. It's very like hard boiled, usually like crime and mystery. Not for the light of heart or weak of stomach, but this is a children's book for adults, apparently. Always kind of had this on the like to read or want list, but I didn't never really know. But you know, what is this? $7.50. Yup, we'll do it. The Vulture's got a pick. Beasts of Burden, Animal Rights by Evan Dorkin and Jill Thompson. I always love this, and just have another copy for a friend or something. I've never really shown the art and writing in here too much. If you follow my channel, you know I'll always recommend this. Here's from the Let Sleeping Dogs Lie. Let's read an excerpt for the first time, I think, that I've even like really gotten in depth in this. So, big or small, short or tall, here's what happens to us all. We go to sleep, we close our eyes, and leave behind a nest of flies. Traditional canine verse, author unknown. Here it is, a sad painting of a road-killed dog to open up this chapter. And this is like a heartwarming series, but it's not it's not without its like heavy and dark shit. So these dogs are like sniffing this group. He's dead, says one. No collar, no tag. Poor guy. Kind of leader says, right, well, we better get a move on before anyone sees us. And they pull the dog away. Some time transpires. All these dogs are gathered, and there's a whole dog in the middle. Let me fix the focus. As the great dog dug the lakes and mountains to cover those lost in that great battle, so we lay you to rest beneath the ground he has given us. The black dog has taken you into her pack as she comes for us all. May she lead you to the better place, where the great dog sits, where you will never again know pain or sickness or hardship. And may he who is above all call you by name to run free in his endless fields. Peace on your journey, brother. And the group says, peace. And then they bury him. Yeah! Man, I don't do it justice, but this series is great. It's moving and hokey, though. There would be danger of it getting, there would be danger of it being like corny or any shit like that, or like twee. But it's not. And even though there's like, you know, a trope of just like zombies, is actually well done, these stories. Got another page. Oh, here's some like covers maybe that weren't used, some alternate covers. Jill Thompson's painting is amazing in these too. Yeah, I feel like animals and horror or the paranormal, then is a great marriage of the two. Speaking of horror, we've got The Dark Horse Book of Horror. This is a horror anthology that was originally printed in small hardcovers as what are they? Book of Hauntings, Book of Death, Book of Witchcraft, Book of Monsters? I forget. But they were like little hardcovers that were pretty good, actually. Like, as far as horror anthologies go, they were quality. There weren't really any like stinkers in them. Or a lot of the time horror anthologies, it seems like since even the 70s, they're almost just like comedy with elements of horror in them. And that's like not the way to go. Good horror actually has some of these, like, they have actually that aspect of the weird, or like the unexplained nature of nature that maybe we can't see, but interacts with us based on us imagining it or just perceiving it chance, or what is it. But these actually do it well. Yeah, that's Gary Gianni illustration, I think. I want to say Gone Wilson, but this is Tony Millionaire. I love Tony Millionaire, man. Here he is doing a story of just the witches scene from Macbeth. Tony Millionaire rules, dude. His stuff is so hard to find, though. He's a guy that I would get like everything. Yeah, so this has the first printing of the Troll Witch too, or that original one did, and stuff like that. There's a lot of different good artists and writers in here. Some Kelly Jones. Show a little bit of Kelly Jones, right? Who else was in here? Mignola, Gary Johnny, Jill Thompson. There's a ton. There's a ton, man. So yeah, I stand by this horror anthology series. It's good. And like the format, it does make you think of like that quality, like sitting down like by the fireplace in a big comfy chair on a cold dark night, and just actually enjoying like the feeling of fear and being warm and cozy in your cave or whatever, not having to worry about hungry predators grabbing you from out of the dark or something. Maybe that's where the roots of the fear of the dark and cold are from or something. But this these are good. These are good. Okay, moving on. Yeah, another copy of Ghost World, because why not? Could always like give it to a friend or sell it or something. This would be $6. Yeah, brand new Ghost World for $6. You can't beat it. Hellboy, The Chained Coffin, and others. I was always debating like, how am I gonna collect Hellboy? What's the best way to read it? And there's so many different collections. You want it to like be concise on your shelf, not redundant, and like matching. But I was like, fuck it, I'll just get like all these different ones and then see how I like it, decide later. So this is like not numbered. Here's Hellboy Strange Places. So this fits in the Omnibus series, Volume 2. And is the Omnibus series the one that's more or less printed or collected in like chronological order or reading order? Is that the way to go? Rather than the order of publication, where the stories would bounce around? Because these look like, even though this is Omnibus 2, this is kind of like jumping around in the publishing dates, isn't it? I don't know, I need to catch up. The Troll Witch and others. This is book 7, but like, what the hell? I remember reading Troll Witch. That was like early 2000s. Hellboy, The Bride of Hell and others. This is number 11. Hellboy in Hell, The Descent. So this is just a 2-part trade paperback series, right? And is this the final kind of like conclusion to the story of Hellboy himself? Don't give me any spoilers, but I think it is, right? Hellboy in Hell, that's Volume 1, and Hellboy in Hell, Volume 2, the Death Card. Paul Pope, One Trick Ripoff. Don't really know anything about this, but Paul Pope Sheep. We'll definitely get it and check it out. And like, I'm not very familiar with Pope, but Batman 100 was pretty sweet, and just, it's one of those things where like, it looks like something either I'll like or be able to sell to people with like similar tastes anyways, and still they might enjoy it even more than me or something if it doesn't work out for me. Okay, moving on. Okay, getting towards the end, my jergies, and here's the Dark Horse Book of Monsters. This is that original, like, kind of smaller hardcover format. This is the only one I was missing. That's the only one that he had left there, so maybe I had bought all the originals of the others back in those, like, mid-2000s, and I don't know. It just worked out, though. This was the last one there, and it was the last one that I was missing. And I had bought all those old ones at that same shop, so... Could that be the case? You wouldn't think something would be on the shelf that long, right? And that's no besmirchment on that shop. That's just the nature of, like, having... I don't want to act all hipster, but, just, like, I guess, taste that not everybody in the world is looking for. Yeah, these are good. Once again. Pretty nice. This is the second last collection of books we're going to look at here. Mouse Guard, Legends of the Guard. As far as I can tell, this is an anthology series by different creators with doing takes on the Mouse Guard universe. Here, David Petersen, Gene Ha. What else is in here? I'm not really familiar with these names, so maybe I won't like shout them out. It's too bad. Sorry if like I'm not gonna pretend that I'm familiar with these guys. Terry Moore, Oscar Sean Rubin. Just when I recognize the names, how about that? You got some Guy Davis here. And these have like wraparound covers too that are pretty nice often. Again, this style of art, just getting close to like nice nature studies a lot, or even though they're not even necessarily studies of nature, because how would you can't really arrange a taxidermied or or like your own, back in the day, and like some people do that. I like collecting little little cadavers and stuff for reference. Um, let's show a little bit of art in here, right? Just so you get like kind of an idea of what this stuff is like. This kind of art is always like classic to me. Just always kind of dig it. But yeah, different people doing takes in this universe. Interesting. Legends of the Guard, book 4. So I'm missing book 1, but what are you gonna do? These like I always really kind of wanted these, but I'm like, it's a weird format and they're kind of expensive. But half price, man. Like just pull the trigger on all of them. Again, sorry for the circumstances, but man's gotta eat, boy. It's a hard world, and this geographic area is like not as high, like average salary and all that stuff. Everybody in this city is always looking for a bargain. Everybody's like looking to not pay full price, pretty much. So it's always kind of sales where everybody comes out of the woodwork, and like you can always like kind of hate on that or something, but it's just the nature of nature, like here's another wraparound cover. I'll just show it a little bit. I like David Petersen's art a lot. Yeah, just this kind of like getting close and like down to like the level, the ground level or the smaller scale level where these things are like, yeah, that crow seems big and stuff. I just like that kind of thing. Here are these otters too. Are they otters? Maybe they're part of the like weasel family or ermines or something. I just want to show a little bit of this art because, again, I haven't seen them talked about too much. Yeah, this shit's pretty sick, man. And I love how this kind of thing, when it's really well structured, but it still looks loose and lively. How do you really do that, Because a lot of people, when you work with like underlying shapes or something, or things are like really rendered tightly, you might kind of lose that looseness. But this to me is like a perfect balance of the looseness and the tightly rendered. It does have like kind of like an animation kind of liveliness. I'm sure if you would draw, there'd be like S curves through these figures and stuff, the way they flow, and like just awesome, man. I was on the fence, but like this always looked like the kind of thing I was like, yeah, I should grab those. But the ones I've read have been like fun to read too. So yeah, just show a couple more wrapped covers maybe here. Mouse Guard, the Black Axe, number 2. Mouse Guard, the Black Axe, number 3. Number 4. Here's a fox, man. You gotta love a well-rendered fox. We see them sometimes where I live, and it always feels like kind of a treat or something. People used to say when you see one, you make a wish, right? Because there's something almost like, not to be twee myself, but like kind of like magical or otherworldly or ethereal when you see them. The way they flow is like so weird. They like glide along the ground. The It's kind of like their head is level while their body just kind of like, they're it's cool, man, when you see them move around. It looks like the fox in this story is evil though, but let's check it out a little bit. Yeah, I just like this style of this kind of line work. I'm a sucker for this kind of line work all the time, man. This is totally the way, one of my like favorite inking styles for sure. Okay, we could look at that stuff all day, can't we? Mouse guard number 5 of the Black Axe. It's a little bit annoying having like something in a weird format though. Like, how are you gonna store this? What are you gonna put it with? I guess if it's in magazine bags, it'll go with like the magazine size stuff for me, which is not too bad because a lot of that stuff, it can be kind of like in the fantasy genre already, right? And it's just kind of like something kind of weird and not quite mainstream, anyway. So the Black Axe number 6, and we'll just look through here a little bit. This is the second last book we're gonna look at. Oh yeah, here's a pin-up by Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart, one of the best colorists out there in it. Okay guys, so the last book we're going to look at, for those of you who are not fans of offensive, aka hilarious humor, not all offensive humor is funny, but this guy is just the shit. he just takes a piss out of everybody, but in doing so he pisses everybody off. People on the left, people on the right, people from high culture, people from low culture. What are you gonna do? So if there's a chance that this kind of thing offends you, you can move to the next video, no problem, because we're gonna be looking at this quite a bit. This is a pretty expensive hardcover by Johnny Ryan called Porn Basket. And I already had a copy, but I got another copy for a friend. So I'm like, yeah, one of my best friends will probably never like jump the gun and buy this, but him having it would be like a perfect home, and give him years of amusement. This is G.G. Allen cover. We're gonna look at this a little more detail in the black and white after, but this is so goddamn funny, man. Some of they're cartoons from what, 2016-ish era, so people were living livid and like, what's this? The erotic world of Jeff Dunham. People were like very easily triggered on the left, on the right, everything. People were maniacs in 2016. Do you remember all the shit going on in the news? People think it would be the end of the world. People think there'd be fucking death camps everywhere and everything. And that's kind of that's the irony to me. Something that when you look at all these things, all these news cycles that think that it's going to be the end of the world. Oh, you got China Blue, and you got fucking, who was that Iranian general or whatever that got killed. Like, everything's always the brink of disaster. You got Y2K, nukes in the 80s. But, like, try to keep a long memory, because you can start to see patterns and stuff. I mean, people were thinking that they're going to start putting people in deportation and like death camps and stuff in 2016 when Trump won, and then like in 2020 with like the C and like Biden and all the conspiracy theories there is like, oh no, now they're really gonna start putting children in cages and stuff, right? So just start to see like, anyways, you could be either smart or you could be really stupid, and either way you should be able to enjoy stuff like this. People in the middle though, that bell curve meme? Fucking normies, get the fuck out. We'll only truck with like really stupid or really smart people. Okay, anyways, so Not a lot of people will think this shit's funny though, but I think it's hilarious, man. Zimmerman, another Marvel triumph. Uh, Battles the Evil Hood. Oh man, this guy was getting. Here's a Barry Lyndon tribute. Yeah, he does stuff like this that aren't even cartoons. They're just stuff for no zone. I mean, man, what a kick-ass movie. What was I about to say? Well, I don't know anyway. Complete History of Wiggers, written by Salman Rushdie, published by Feral House. But yeah, Trump getting sworn in on a copy of Super Fudge by Judy Blume. This guy's just like, what's the message? They're just funny shit, man. Hip Hop Family Tree #1. Hey, that's offensive. Just fucking laugh. Shut up. Here's just a collection of cartoons. Yeah, so we're gonna look at this. Yeah, here he is taking the piss out of punk rock, and you could tell that he's a fan of punk rock. 7 second. This is before they were making fun of even soy milk, isn't it? Before the soy jack memes. Black flag shirts. Oh man, dude, just and it's not like there even has to be a message. Something about like good cartoons. I love when there's no agenda. It's just you see what comes out of like your unconscious mind, and like it'll make you laugh and shit because it's more brilliant than your fucking logical what's the right and wrong view blah blah. Just get abstract, let your fucking unconscious genius make you laugh and shit. Polly Dangerously, ECW. There's a lot of like wrestling stuff in here. Here's a nice fan art of the young ones. There's a lot I can't show in this book. I remember, yeah, when he was getting banned, like every other day from Instagram, he was posting a cartoon a day here. Another Marvel masterwork. What? What's the message here? It's just ridiculous shit. Kid Rock. Yeah, we're just gonna look at this a bit, and like if you enjoy this kind of thing, some nice like fan art of Ozzy there. You gotta like boiling caricature down to like base cartoon states. Okay, here's that. Here's some wrestling dudes. I'm just practicing that Mad Magazine font. Here's that cover illustration, man. I remember when I saw this posted, I was like dying laughing, man. This Gigi Allen, all these tattoos. Life sucks. Facebook, Twitter tattoo, Glade plugin, Keebler Elf 666. These are the Monster Energy logo. Netflix you, live fast, diet Sprite. Oh shit, man. I was dying when I saw that the first time. It makes me smile every time. Every damn time. Is this Matt, what's that shit called? Maniac Cop? I've never seen that movie, but it's gotta be something, right? Yeah, he kind of just does these, like, art, kind of like cartoon renditions of stuff, too, a lot here. Screw Bob Sponge Driver. Classic shirt. Classic logo. Hey, the first album's good, alright? Here's Stephen King drinking a bottle of Scope. Typing. Good writing. What the fuck? Okay, but yeah, that'll do it for me. Thanks to that store, man. They always had this shit, just fucking wicked shit. Great taste. Not afraid to get highbrow or lowbrow, but nothing too mid-tier mainstream crap. He always like had the shelf stocked with wicked stuff. Yeah, it's sad to see them go. I want to say though, it's kind of cool that it seems that comic stores are lasting longer than a lot of other kind of stores. It's really weird. There's like chain stores of all kinds even closing down, but there still are comic stores out there. I'm not gonna act like everything's paradise with comic stores and that they're doing really great, but do appreciate that. Like, appreciate your comic stores. Hit them up. Keep those motherfuckers around, or if you don't have any around or whatever. I mean, mine are only like in driving or commuting distance nowadays, rather than like I was just stopping there a lot of the time. Fuji. just like on my way to or from somewhere. But yeah, appreciate all these dudes' support, especially this store. Jared, wherever you are, man, keep kicking ass and whatever you're doing. It's very, very capable, very tasteful, cool dude. So thanks for all your years of service, man. And much love to all the store runners out there. Okay, we'll be back in the next one. And like and subscribe and comment and stuff if you so desire, so enjoy. So, all right, take care. We'll see you then. Oh yeah, hey, we're back because I forgot to showed it earlier, but it's actually a 4 pages spread, so just wanted to continue on here, show the rest of it. I admit to. Get this extreme foreground. Those wings look sick. It's a big piece. Okay, guys, we'll catch you in the comments or in the next video or somewhere around. Cheers. Take care.